All right, parents, you made it to tip number 5. What? 5 is the best tip ever. Tip number 5 is don't save your kids all the time. It's okay if they are struggling with things. It's okay if you don't know the answer to everything. And it's okay if you've sent for help and you're not getting an answer and there's no way to solve it at that point in time. It is okay. You parents are doing an amazing job. You are keeping your kids alive, and believe it or not, that's sometimes what teachers are doing every day. They're just trying to keep them alive and get them home the same way you brought them to school. So, tip number 5 is really a kudos back to you. It is okay to not have the answers. It is okay to not be able to help them. It is okay to have a day where your kid doesn't learn anything but how to wipe their butt. It's okay to have that. There are some times that you are going to have success stories that your kids are going to do great. You're going to be able to work. Your kids are going to be able to work. Everything worked out. No one complained. Everyone survived. Everyone had smiles on their faces. There are going to be days like that, and there are going to be days that just do not go well, and you're going to have to reset. It happens to the best of us. It happens to teachers. It happens to any staff member that's ever had to deal with kids. It happens. So we understand. That being said, you don't have to feel like you have to save your kid. There are going to be issues with technology. There are lots of jokes about how technology never works when you want it to work. You are no exception to that. So it's okay if your computer doesn't work, if your internet goes down, if your kid doesn't understand what they're doing, if they don't get up out of the bed. It is okay to have days like that. What's not okay is when you don't have a way to fix it, or when you see the problem happening over and over again and your kid is always coming to you for a solution, or they're so reliant on you that they can't solve simple issues. So, some things to keep in mind. Channel that 80s parent. That would be my best key to you. When I was growing up, my mom left me outside sometimes. Sometimes I ate dirt. I knew to come inside the house when the lights came on the street. I knew sometimes my sister would push me down and I'd cut my leg or something like that. I understood those things would happen, and my mom understood those things too. And she didn't always save me. Now, we're in a different day and age where we don't get to send our kids out all the time and tell them to come back in before the lights come on. We're in a different day and age where we don't all have big backyards or big front yards or neighborhoods where you can be okay with your kid just playing out in front of the street. We understand that. But there are some things that you're not going to be able to save your kid from. If the internet goes down, if the computer's not turning on, if it's dead, if there's a question about technology, you don't know how to upload something, it is okay as a parent not to know the answer. And it's also okay to ask for help from the teacher and not have the help come immediately. Both of those things are okay. We understand that this is a very big change for everyone, and their kids working through it, they may express some of the same concerns and same issues that they may have never had at school. So we understand that it's very, very different. But channel that 80s parent. It's okay for your kid to struggle a little bit. It is okay for them to not understand the answers. It is okay for them to come to you and you not be able to help them any with whatever they're doing. It's okay. It's a learning process, and you may have to say, hey, I may not know the answer today, but give me a chance. I may know the answer tomorrow. Or let's email your teacher and see if she gets back to us before the end of the day. It's okay to change a little bit. It's okay to go with the flow. You don't have to be as structured as you think you have to be. That being said, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to witness the struggle. And when I say witness the struggle, that literally means your kid is going to have a breakdown, and they're going to be either crying or yelling or throwing things or rolling on the floor, whatever it may be, and they're having a struggle. It is okay for you to sometimes have to do nothing. As long as they're breathing, as long as they're not hurting themselves, as long as they're not tearing up your things at your house. Remember, it is okay to witness the struggle. Kids do have those issues at school too. There's a point in time for every kid where they get to something and it's hard, it's difficult, it's not working, it's not turning out right. I've never had a struggle with this before, and it happens. It really does. Us as teachers, we are good at learning personalities and understanding that, hey, this kid is going to have an issue with this. This kid is not going to have an issue with this at all. They may never have an issue ever in their life. We understand that that's going to happen. And as for parents, you're seeing your kid in a new environment. And I have heard some parents that have come to me and they've said, my kid said, I'm not their teacher. I'm not going to do that. Well, it's very true. You're still not their teacher, but you are their parent. So the roles have not really switched. They've just tweaked a little bit and they've adjusted. And your kid needs some time to adjust. It's a change. They're used to certain things, they're used to a schedule. If your kids have been in school for 5 years as a fourth grader or as a fifth grader, keep that in mind that they've been doing the same thing for 5 years. Now you're making them change all of a sudden. So it's going to be a little bit of a switch for them. It's okay for them to have a little bit of struggle. If they're crying to you, or younger kids, if they start crying because they're upset or they're stressed out about whatever it may be, keep in mind in your own head, are you crying because it's hard, or are you crying because it's impossible? And nothing's impossible. It just may be hard. And the hard amount of time may be different for others. It may be hard for 2 minutes, it may be hard for 2 days. Just keep in mind that witnessing that struggle and witnessing that happen is going to be okay for you to not do absolutely anything and say, okay, it's okay. I don't know the answers. You don't know the answers. Let's take a break for a minute and then we'll come back to it. Do something else. Like switch your time. Go do your 2 o'clock time thing, and then we'll come back to it and see what happens. It is okay for that to happen. And I want y'all to understand that we understand what y'all are going through. We know that y'all have had to make a big adjustment. Some of you having to be at home, some of you not being able to go to work, some of you not having work to go to either. So we understand that, and we just want y'all to know that you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. But understand that your kids may struggle and you may struggle as well, and it's okay not to know the answer. It's okay to just not know at that point in time. Some of the answers will come to you a little later. Some of them will come soon. Some of them will come, sometime. It may never come. It's okay. Just keep in mind that with this, it's a learning experience for everyone. It's new for many, many people, and they're not alone in this. So keep up the great work. Step number 5 again is just witness the struggle. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it through this, and we're going to have a great rest of our year, no matter where we are, no matter how far apart we are. So keep up the good work. We will see y'all next week, and y'all check out all the different resources on our Pony Express or on our Pearson Pride posts. Check them out. Have a great rest of your day, and keep on learning.